Hey guys, welcome back in for the next episode of Inside Toppers Baseball. Again, I'm Cub Varner here with Coach Burkle. I guess they liked me well enough last week that you kept me around for another one.
Yeah, we'll see. You're still on a short leash, pal.
Hey, Cody gave me some good words, so.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Cody Shook has no good words for anybody. He's mean.
I was surprised by him too.
Yeah.
This week we're going to talk about our series with Carson Newman down in Tennessee. And we're going to talk about some good things, bad things from it. And then talk about, the clubhouse, how we got some upgrades in here, talk about the facility being finally almost done, and then a couple things we did with the field this fall that we forgot to mention last week. So let's just jump right into it. 0-3 down there this weekend, but some definite positive things after last season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you would have told me that our pitching staff was going to go hold a team with a team batting average of 400 to right around 200, I would have told you you're crazy. For the inexperience we have on a pitching staff, I thought that was the bright spot of the weekend was the pitching staff. Offensively, you could still see the rust. Defensively, there were some glaring things that came out defensively. Some of our athletic ability and our physical ability got exposed a little bit, but those are things that we can fix and we can take care of. But it gave us a good, solid starting point with this pitching staff. If they're bought into the fact that we're going to go after guys and we're going to go after guys a certain way, then they realize that they can compete.
Yeah, you say fielding, and that, honestly, game 1 and 3, I thought fielding looked really well. Just game 2 is where we had a couple slip-ups.
A couple?
I mean, I tried to make it a little better than it was, but...
I mean, we were, I think in the stat sheet, we were charged with 4 errors on the weekend, but we probably had 6 or 7. And again, that you can chalk some of it up to rust, but when you're talking about 7 seniors in a lineup, that rust should be shaken pretty quickly, we thought. I didn't think that we would fail in that manner this weekend. I knew the hitting would be slow. I thought the pitching was going to be slow. But defensively, I thought we were going to be okay, and that's the part of our game that got exposed pretty quickly.
And that doesn't help. You say the seniors, we have 3 seniors right around the middle of the infield, and then over at third base. So that probably was your biggest surprise, is how you say 3 seniors, especially in your infield, that were where the problems were coming somewhat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, I've got one senior that for 4 years he's been telling me, I know. So I reminded him that his career ends in 2 months. And if he tells me I know again, I'm going to be a little frustrated because it's been 4 years of saying I know. It should have been, okay, I got it a long time ago. But again, we'll see what the next 2 months pans out for these guys. I mean, with 7 seniors in a lineup, you would think that the experience factor is going to take over here shortly. And again, we're 3 games in, but, I'm looking for big things from these seniors.
Talking about seniors, we'll look at Luke Neese real quick. Closer for, the last 3-4 years. Comes in now as a starter for his first collegiate start.
Yeah, and closer last year, that meant, hey, Neese, I need you to throw 5 innings. So why not just put him at the beginning of the game? So, and he did excellent, man. He had the 1 inning where he lost the grip on the curveball a little bit. But other than that, if our guys, like I said, if they know that with me calling the pitches, we're going to stay inside, and if they're willing to sacrifice a few hit batters, then we'll be okay. And Neese did an excellent job. Him and Bloomquist on the first day to hold that team to 2 hits. The bad part is we out-hit him and got beat 3-0. So Neese is the hard luck loser there. But again, Neese is that senior that we're expecting big things from.
Talking about the 2 hits, and then you go to the next day. Sam Ollick starts off slow, but you got Logan Grimm came in after him, correct? And he just, for his first game back, I think it looked pretty good.
Yeah, you could see the nerves on him. He came out and he threw the first 5 or 6 pitches, warm-up pitches. They were perfect. And then as soon as the adrenaline takes over, pitch 1, I think he threw it about 48 feet. So, but he settled in, and it's welcome back Grimm because, he took last year off with an injury. So having him back is big for us. And that that same day, Gayton Siniscali, we joked that that's probably his first outing since Pinto Ball where he didn't have a walk, but it was nice to see him calm down and slow the game down, and I think that's a problem for some guys. They want to get in a hurry. Even with Tyler Bloomquist, who's one of our best on the bump, we put the wheel play on and he had no clue. He's so focused on what he's doing. He's on to the next moment without, just slow the game down. Him and Sammy both, just slow the game down and we'll be fine.
Talking to you brought up their hitters, and you got Thompson. They're All-American.
Yep.
Who, what do you have, one hit or no hit? Do we hold him to none or one
No,
hit?
he did have a hit. The thing about Tyler Thompson was, our game plan was we're going to pitch him in. We're not going to let him get extended. Now, he did have the one hit. There was another ball that he drove into deep center that Jason Schutte ran down. So when we made a mistake, he put a barrel on it. We were fortunate to catch it a few times. So excellent hitter, man. I mean, our game plan worked. We just would not let him get his hands extended to get to barrel on balls. I think the first pitch of the game was a little fisted ground ball to the shortstop, which was, if we could get that 8 times, that's all we were looking for. I'm not a big strikeout guy. I'm looking for bad contact when I'm calling pitches, and it seemed to work this weekend. We just kept doing it. We made one mistake, between Nick and I called a 2-seam up and in, and he left it out just a little bit, and that ball still hasn't landed yet. But that's we made one major mistake each game, and that's what cost us, and that's where being a little bit undisciplined cost us. I think we played well enough to beat anybody this weekend. It's just we weren't very good discipline wise. There's some little things that we didn't do that if we learn to do those games like that, we win.
Talk about Jason Schutte, though. His performance out in center field might have been one of the best weekends you've seen from a guy here in a little while.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, for me, it goes a little bit unnoticed because I know how good he is.
Yeah.
And I don't realize stuff like that until their coach comes to me and he says, "Man, your outfield just ran balls down all weekend." That's all they did. I don't pay attention to that. I mean, I'm looking for outs quickly, and I know Schutte's that good. He's our best defender just all around, and it's expected. So when he makes that, it's routine for me, and it's probably routine for him now. But, now I do remember the play that he dove, because that was huge. But I don't, the balls that he tracks down left and right, I mean, that's every day for Schutte, man. Come on.
It's like the jake he gave Gaden when he got his butt saved a little bit by Schutte on that ball at the fence.
Yeah. We get the kid out on a deep fly ball that was hit well, and Gayton's coming off the field going, "Oh, he's so good out there. He's so good." You're talking to an All-American. He's going to hit you again. He's going to come back around. Gayton's still young when it comes to stuff like that, whether it's a social media post or running his chops on the mound. All that comes back to haunt you. Karma's real, and it will get him.
Just a couple other guys I think we can talk about. Ramsey, 2 doubles this weekend, hit the ball. Swung the bat pretty well. And you got Soup, who came in the lineup for Game 3 and kept us in it with that 2-run shot to opposite field.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsey, it's expected. 5th-year senior, big kid. Our big thing with him is let's cut down the strikeouts, let's put the ball in play and see what happens. And he did that with the ground ball to the third baseman that they misplayed. That's all I'm looking for. I don't care about his batting average. If he gets on base and he keeps us in games, that's all we're looking for. And for him to have 2 doubles, it was a good start for him. So hopefully he keeps the momentum going. And Soup, we told Soup he's in a dogfight for a position. Him and Caden, if we have to platoon those two, that's what we're going to keep doing, whether it's righty-lefty, however we do it. Soup took advantage of it this weekend. He came in, and more impressive than the home run was the 2-strike approach that he took on the at-bat before that. He got wider, and his hands got shorter. And just with the short, compact swing to not strike out, he hits a line drive that the left fielder has to run down.
Mm-hmm.
So those are little things. Guys buy into what we're trying to teach them, and when they accept that, they find out, oh, they really know what they're talking about. It works. So, hats off to Soup, Ramsey. They figured out. That was a pretty good pitching staff we saw. I think we struck out, 30 times the weekend?
I think so, yeah.
So they managed ways around it. So that was a good thing. I think Schutte came away with 3 hits on the weekend, too.
Yep.
I think Bailey McGrath had 1 or 2. I know we didn't have many. I think we only hit 182 as a team this weekend. So it wasn't great offensively, but the bright spots, we got Ramsey off to a good start. Soup's competing for that job with Caden, him and Caden, and that's a friendly competition,
Mm-hmm.
Caden, I went to Caden and said, hey, they're throwing a lefty, so I'm going to go to my righty. And he said, I understand. He said, I will root on my teammate. And that's the kind of stuff you want to hear as a coach, that battle for a position doesn't get nasty. That's a supportive battle, and that's what we're looking for.
So just final recap of the weekend. We got 2 weeks till we go down to North Carolina.
We got 2 weeks to prepare for 5 games with Malone and 1 with Walsh. So we're going to get into the indoor facility here next week. Carpet's going down tomorrow and Saturday, I think. And then we're going to create some chaos on the bases. That's what Malone's known for. They like to run, they like to bunt, they will squeeze, they will safety squeeze. So we're gonna do some live scrimmaging in the indoor facility with our infielders where we're just creating chaos. We're gonna try to make some guys nervous and get them through some of this stuff.
So just to talk about, what's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest point of emphasis for us after this past weekend?
I think if we literally, in our thoughts for the weekend that we posted yesterday for our guys, if we don't have to be very good at the game of baseball to win games. We athletically we can get by, but if we get better in the game of life, then we can win a lot of baseball games. And that's little things from buckets getting put back on the bus with no lids, the distractions of stuff outside the fences of the field. Anything outside the fence at a baseball field is a distraction. So when we have 20 minutes to get ready for game 2 of a doubleheader, and we still have guys outside the fence with 5 minutes to go, to me that's a problem. And so we have to be more focused on the game of baseball that day. Game of baseball took us 2 hours. Give me 2 hours of your day, give me your full concentration, and we'll win a lot of baseball games.
All right, so moving on, we're going to talk about, so we got new lockers in here this year. Facility finally almost done, and then you put the money in during the fall season to get the field redone a little bit.
Yeah, we our day of giving last year, we had an anonymous donor that matched everything we raised. So we raised about $38,000 last year. We took 10 of that and got new infield dirt, edged out the sod, got it all edged up. So it's been sitting dormant now for the winter, so it'll be ready for us in the spring. As far as this place, Coach Allen, when he asked me to move out of my office in the ASRC, that he was moving me to the annex, he thought that I would be upset, but I love it. I mean, it's just me and 2 crazy soccer coaches upstairs, so it's nice. But then downstairs, the whole first floor is now our clubhouse and locker room. We're sitting in the locker room where each kid has his own locker stall. We have a video room where we can have meetings. We can show the hitters, the pitchers, the video from the weekends. We have a satellite training room for Mel. We have our own laundry, and then we have a coaches and umpire locker room now. So this whole building, we should probably just rename the baseball building, but it's been excellent moving into here and finally seeing some results, getting it done.
Yeah, you bring up next week. Actually, we are gonna take a walk around in here, show people around a little bit.
Make sure it's cleaned
up a little bit. Facility's done. Hopefully, get a camera down there. Just take a look around down there.
I stopped down this morning. Johnson Boiler Works was down there finishing up the heating prep. All the vents are now shot out the front of the building so that the heaters are vented. I'm sure they're going through testing processes today. We know the electricity was done because we were in there last week.
Mm-hmm.
Caston Baker's down there today putting the final grade on the flooring so that the carpet can be installed. I believe they're coming tomorrow. I think that starts tomorrow, and that's about a 2-3 day process. So by Monday, other than having the ceiling netted in, the indoor practice facility will be finished for the most part, that we can go full go. So next week should be fun. No more Blatnick.
That's the best part about it. Can't see a baseball in there. But I think that's all I got for today. So thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next week on Inside Toppers Baseball.